Hello and welcome to West Fox Creative. Today I wanted to do a quick tutorial on working with proxy files. Proxy files I found are really good for dealing with large data sets of tons of video files, and a lot of times you have to put these on an external hard drive due to the size. So I have an example here, and I think I'm running at about a terabyte of footage. Maybe it's even more than that. It's a 2-camera shoot, and I'm not going to deal with like the syncing of that part of it in this tutorial, but today I just wanted to touch on the proxy process. Proxies can seem a bit intimidating, but they've made it pretty easy to use inside of Premiere now, and they've kind of made it a pretty easy setup to set up as well. And the other reason it's great is because say you're working on a project and you have, again, maybe a terabyte or even less of footage you have recorded. What this allows you to do is go back and save the proxy files, which might end up only being a gig or two after the process, and put those onto your laptop and be able to work with those really fast and easy for the actual editing process. And then when you're ready to render, plug your hard drive back in, let it run. So to bring them into there, there's all the import settings. We're just in the basic. Once you start Premiere up, it just brings you to the screen. The import settings, I don't like doing the new bin stuff. The copy media, I don't like doing that. I have it all set where I want to be. Create new sequence, I don't really care about that. I'll turn that off. And then automatic transcription, it's fine where it is. So we're going to go into the project folder here where I have all my footage. I'm going to go in here, and there's all my subfolders with the different cards. I like to have my data independently set. That way I'm able to go back and reference if the files were enough on each one. And so we'll go ahead and add all this into Premiere to import all the files there. And there we go, there's all the footage there. I need to, and so essentially, it's quite easy. Go in here, select all the footage, right click, proxy, create proxies. And it's gonna bring up the dialog box here. And the frame size is 1/4, I'm fine with that. The QuickTime proxy file seems to work pretty good. I actually like this proxy icon because it lets you know when you're using it if you're on the proxy file. You don't have to use it, but I like it because then when you turn the proxy file off, which is this little icon in the bottom right here, turn it off and on, you know right away if you're using the proxy or not. And then next to the original file, I actually don't like that. What I like to do is go in there to the drive, footage, and actually create this new folder, proxy. Boom. Select that folder, hit OK. It's going to bring up the media encoder dialog box here. And the reason why I like having them separate is it's easier just to drop that folder onto my laptop later on if I want to or not, versus trying to independently file everything. Again, whatever your personal workflow works, it's totally fine. I just find it's easier to have everything in one single file. Also for future linking, if for some reason something delinks, it's easier to just go in there and go bloop, drop it in, and it finds them all really fast. And that's processing there. I think it's going to be, yep, let's just open up media encoder here. Just takes a second. I found that sometimes over the last couple of years, Premiere seems to open slower and slower. That could just be my system starting to get older, even though it's not too much of an old laptop. It's only 4 years old, but it seems everything is a resource hog these days. So this was like I said, again, a multi-camera shoot. Ran 2 different cameras. Everything should be in the, oh, here we go, frame rates. Don't know why that's actually not showing the whole thing there, but that's all good. Here we go. Apologize for the delay there. I am just recording this live, so it gives you an idea of the speed. Again, the reason I love this, even though it's an extra step, and it does, I'm gonna let this run overnight, it does take some extra time, but it's very much worth it because the speed at which you can edit is massively faster. And again, it can work on the fly as well when you don't need your hard drive plugged into it. So I have an 8 terabyte hard drive here. This is plugged into, it needs power, but once I'm done, drop the laptop, save the file, and just keeps it really, really clean. And my interface right now is a little wonky. Let me reset this to, let's see, editing. I had it set up for a vertical video because I was working on a client's project that was designed for Instagram or TikTok, and so it was set for vertical, not the standard that I'm used to. And right now I have all these, as this is loaded, I'm just giving me some feedback. As I load these, I tend to organize them by camera later on, just so when I'm doing the multicam element of it, it's a little easier to keep organized. Because this isn't just a single 2-camera shoot. There was multiple interviews and then multiple segments that'll be their own independent videos of the interviews. So it's going to be quite a bit of syncing and adjusting there. That's why, again, the proxy is so nice. Because if this is one single clip and it was just cutting down really fast, I might just edit it without doing the proxies. I still find the proxies help even in that setting. But when you're working with multiple things and you might be editing for hours and hours, this just makes it so much faster. Eventually here, eventually here, Medium Code will open up. I know it's batching a bunch of files. And like I said, it's probably close to a terabyte worth of data here. I was shooting on both the Sony a7R5 into the Shogun at 10-bit into, it was high quality ProRes, and then the same thing on the Blackmagic Ursa 4.6K Pro. It was also shooting into high quality ProRes files, so they're relatively big and high quality. But sometimes I'll shoot on the proxy, but sometimes I needed some color grading and I wanted to have a little more options later on. Once I get to the more detailed final product, that is why I had larger file sizes. And look at that, we had a little bit of error, so let's find out what happened there. Let's see here. Well, we are rendering the files, it looks like. So that's good. I'll probably have to end up going back and double checking that nothing was lost. But like I said, these sync and it knows which ones are. So if there's one later on, then I know the didn't not get rendered it. Oh yeah, this first one failed. Interesting. So we're gonna give it a second here and see what number 2 does. We'll skip ahead here when I get into the filing. Oh, it failed as well. All right, let's see here what is going wrong. I'll just let this record just in case you have a similar issue, and I might help you. Interesting. Why are we having an issue here? And oddly enough, it's had an issue on both camera files, which doesn't make me super happy there, because that means that both cameras formats is fighting there, so that's weird. Okay, so let's see here. Let's pause this. Boom. What's this warning here? Let's see what this is saying. All right, let's see. Check for more details. Interesting. So it seemed like I had a frame drop issue or something. Some kind of frame issue. Weird. Okay, I'm going to remove all these. Stop that one. Oh, it's probably let me delete them all at once. There we go. Boom. Okay. We're going to go back into here. Clear all those errors out. Go back here. Let's just try one. We're going to go in here and proxy. Create a proxy. I wonder, we'll do a H.264 proxy and see what happens here. Just do this first one. So let's see. Okay. Create the proxy job. Go back down into the encoder. What's it doing? Failed again. Weird. I'll try one thing that I wasn't going to do, but we'll do it. I just want to see if there's what I'm going to check here is if there's some kind of back and forth issue that's like trying to save the file as it's rendering it issue, because that's a little weird to me that it keeps doing that. So we're going to try one more time here. I think this is the same section about 12 seconds in where it keeps freaking out, which it shouldn't be doing. Yep, did it again. All right. Well, that's a bit annoying. Go in here. Okay. Try one thing. We'll just do a quick little reset. Just to give it a try. Nothing is more frustrating than when you're working on something that should be really simple. Something I've done many, many, many times. And then you try to demonstrate it, and it goes south really quickly. I'm unsure on that. All right. So we're going to try two different things here. First, I'll try this one more time. Create a proxy. We'll try the desktop one again since it seemed like it went faster. Corner, that's fine. And we'll roll that. Go back into media encoder. let's see what this does. Let's see, because about 12 seconds is where it kept crashing on there. So let's see what 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So it looks like the media encoder just needed to be restarted, which is the classic fix, is it not? When in doubt, restart. So once I get that restarted here, I'm going to finish that one. I'll let that one run. And then I'll show you really quickly what this looks like in the actual Premiere Pro. I'll probably do a follow-up tutorial on this and just do one single file and just do it the fast way, because obviously this was a bit feisty. So I appreciate you if you're still watching. And oh wait, it failed again. All right, so we definitely have what failed, what file? Upload file. Frame 14 set. Jeez. Dang. Well, that is a bit annoying. All right. So the other way, I wanted to see if this would work. So go to the drive. This should be the AA. So this is going to be the Blackmagic card 1. 5.8. Yeah. So as you can see, even this shorter file is still 10 gigs. But we're going to do that. I want to run it into a proxy file. So we'll do this. I'll run this to a proxy right here. But I want to switch that resolution down. And let's see here. Here we go. Okay. We'll do a quick little test render here. Okay. And see what this does. So what I'm kind of doing here is see if I can do a manual we'll just try this really fast. We'll try that, and this is kind of our third way of fixing it, because I kind of want to see if there's a issue when it comes into just straight rendering it from media encoder, directly selecting it versus it coming through Premiere. Because if it's a Premiere issue, then I might have a bug. And nope, 16 seconds, it's like freezing, it looks like. Possibly. Yep, failed again. All right. Well. Well, it doesn't look like we have any type of playback issue. Do a quick pause here and do some diagnostics. Give me a sec. Okay, so I did a full reboot of my system here, and then I was reopened up Premiere and I reopened up Media Encoder. And fun enough, I got this little bit of an error because it registered I made proxy files and not done it. So we're just going to go offline all. We're going to sort that out a little later. That's because we didn't actually create any proxy files and thinks we did, which is a little bit annoying to be honest. So we're going to go here, create a proxy. We're going to follow, we'll still do the desktop one, same settings before the quarter, hit OK, check out the media encoder, and let's see what happens this time. So this time we did, like I said, a full reboot of the system, and it will be interesting to see if we get a similar little bug. So before it was at about 12 seconds, is freezing up, and then I think later on it was about 19 seconds. So we've made it farther than we were before, which is good. Okay, seems to be doing okay now. So let's see what this does. And about 3 minutes, so we'll do a quick little cut here. I'll do a little cutaway and come back once it's done. All right, we're coming to the last couple of seconds of the render there, and looks like everything succeeded. So I'm actually leaving this one together, like I said, with all the issues because it might be informative to people that have some kind of issue as well. So like I said, I'll probably do a cleaner video here after this one later on, but I'm gonna leave this one up with all the errors just to help people out. All right, so now we have one file with a proxy, and what I'm gonna do here is actually create a new sequence here. I'm gonna keep that actually at the higher quality. There we go. And drop this in. And we're going to take that single first file with the proxy and we're going to drop it into the sequence there. Just like that. And we're going to say keep existing settings because I know it's going to be higher resolution than the actual file, but that's okay. What I'm going to do here is then scale to frame size. And there we go, now it's in the scale. Now it gives me some ability to also play with some framing if I need to. And then, that little icon I mentioned earlier, this is your proxy icon. So I think I didn't miss putting the proxy logo in there, because usually there's a little proxy icon right here. So when this is on, it uses the proxy file. When it's off, it doesn't use the proxy file. And give you an idea of the size difference. So I think that file is about 10 gigs. And now we're down to 398 megabytes. So, you know, if you have a bunch of these, you might have a couple gigs of files. And you can even go less resolution. I did a quarter, which is still pretty big. But it works great for this kind of stuff because you're able to go in there and view it without it being much of a file hog. So like I said, I'm going to mute this audio here just for simplicity's sake, but you can see it runs really smooth. You're able to scroll through it really fast and find the stuff that you need to adjust. And then if I turn that off though, it's going to be a little slower usually. And this is a pretty fast hard drive, so it might be pretty decently. But when you start dealing with a bunch of files or trying to do things to it, it kind of throws it off. Now, when you're messing with, like, let's say color corrections, let's just say we're going to throw a basic one on here. Yeah, that's ugly, but let's just throw on. Oof. Oh, let's do that. And no, it's not great, but we'll use it for there. Like that. If you're using this kind of slows down. We get to the proxy unknown. It doesn't actually look too bad usually. So you can do kind of a pre-color adjustment. Though I'm not a big fan of the Adobe's color adjustments in here. I just feel like I like to use Resolve or something different like that. But anyway, I hope that helps. And like I said, I know this was kind of a messed up one because it didn't really do it the way it's supposed to, make it really simple and clean. So I'll follow this up with an actual clean version of how to do it without having all the errors. Because I'd have to just reboot everything, which is always fun. But you have to see some of the errors that can happen, including even the ones where you close it and open it back up, and then it gives you a bunch of stuff. That's where you can, you know, when you go to that dialog box, you can attach proxies. So if something's missing, you're able to actually go in here, attach, find that one, go in here, and reattach stuff. So if you had an issue, you go in your proxy and you'd be able to reattach to that exact one versus trying to fight it. So, but since I put them in weird space, I'm not going to go too far into that. Otherwise, I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.